An ancient Greek historian wrote that the image of great men is woven into the stuff of other men's lives. Dad, your greatness is woven into my life. It is woven into my mother's life. It is woven into my sister's life. And it is woven into my brother's lives. It is woven into the life and liberty of the country you sacrificed so much to defend. Dad, I know you are not perfect. We live in an era where we knock down old American heroes for all their imperfections, when no leader wants to admit to fault or failure. You were an exception, and you gave us an ideal to strive for. Look, I know you can see this gathering here in this cathedral. The nation is here to remember you. Like so many other heroes, you leave us draped in the flag you loved. You defended it, you sacrificed it, you have always honored it. It is good to remember, but we are Americans. We don't put our heroes on pedestals just to remember them. We raise them up because we want to emulate their virtues. This is how we honor them, and this is how we will honor you. My father is gone. My father is gone, and my sorrow is immense. But I know his life, and I know it was great because it was good. And as much as I hate to see him go, I do know how it ended. I know that on the afternoon of August 25th, in front of Oak Creek in Cornville, Arizona, surrounded by the family he loved so much, an old man shook off the scars of battle one last time and arose a new man to pilot one last flight up and up and up, busting clouds left and right, straight on through to the kingdom of heaven. And he slipped the earthly bonds, put out his hand, and touched the face of God. I love you, Dad.
From Requiem by Robert Louis Stevenson. Under the wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me lie. Gladly did I live and gladly die, and I laid me down with the will. Be this the verse you grave for me, here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill.
Cindy McCain and the wonderful McCain family, Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama, Secretaries Kissinger and Clinton, all the other honored guests that are here, ladies and gentlemen. Becoming John McCain's friend is one of the great blessings of my life. Being asked to pay tribute to him today is one of the great honors. And for that, I thank Cindy and the entire McCain family. And I also want to thank them, including his mother, his brother, his sister, the 7 wonderful children, for the love and support you gave John throughout his life and his service, none more than in the last year of his life. And you, Cindy, have been absolutely saintly, and we, his friends, cannot thank you enough. There's a special satisfaction that comes from serving a cause greater than yourself. I heard John say those words hundreds of times, particularly to young people, and you all heard them a lot as well. But for him, we know they were not just words in a speech, they were the creed that he lived by. And the greater cause to which he devoted his life was America. Not so much the country defined by its borders, but the America of our founding values: freedom, human rights, opportunity, democracy, and equal justice under law. In John's life, he nobly served and advanced these American values. And remarkably, his death seems to have reminded the American people that these values are what makes us a great nation, not the tribal partisanship and personal attack politics that have recently characterized our life. This week's celebration of the life and values and patriotism of this hero, I think, have taken our country above all that. In a way, it's the last great gift that John McCain gave America. And I want to suggest today that we can give a last great gift to him, which is to nurture these values and take them forward into the years ahead to make America the better country John always knew it could be. I pray that we will, and I ask you to do so as well. Now let me try to pay tribute to this great man by describing and sharing stories from our friendship, which began in the early 1990s as part of a bipartisan group pushing our government to stop the aggression and slaughter in Bosnia. And then we began to collaborate on a lot of bipartisan legislation. But really, our friendship deepened in our travels together around the world with our third amigo, Lindsey Graham. When you traveled with John, even with Lindsey along, the purpose was not to have fun. In fact, sometimes it seemed the purpose was just to survive the schedule he had organized. John had a restless energy every day, including the days we traveled, to get the most out of every day he possibly could, and he did. And so did we, who were privileged to know him. John traveled to learn so he could be a better senator. He traveled to represent America as best he could wherever we went, and he did. And he traveled to support the men and women of our armed services, whether in war or at peace, wherever they were. And they, in turn, welcomed him in not just respect, but awe, as the hero John McCain was, is, and always will be. In shared experiences and long conversations on these trips, John and I got to know and trust each other as friends in a way that doesn't happen because it can't happen much anymore in the frenetic Washington life of senators.